Bom dia, everybody. It's race week, which means we've got the Sao Paulo Grand Prix on this weekend, and ahead of the event, of course, just like always, I'm going to take a look at the 5 drivers you should be paying special attention to before we head to Interlagos this weekend. So, vamos, let's go. And we're going to start with a guy who has won the previous 2 Brazilian Grand Prix last year in absolutely emphatic fashion. It is Max Verstappen. Verstappen is closing in on that lead at the top of the championship. He is getting within striking distance of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, who are of course only separated by a single point at the top of the championship. He is now just 35 and 36 points behind them. There's not enough points on offer for him to be able to catch them this weekend, even with it being a sprint race, but I think Verstappen is going to come into this one as the heavy favourite, especially during the sprint where it is forecast to rain. Saturday we're going to get a lot of rain according to the forecast for Sao Paulo. We know how good Max is around this track in difficult conditions. He proved it in 2016 and he proved it again last year. We have no doubt as to his ability when it comes to that. He's also a sprint master as well, so I think he's the heavy favourite for at least the sprint, and with the form he's in, he's probably going to be on the podium in the Grand Prix race on Sunday. He wasn't that competitive around the Mexican Grand Prix a couple of weekends ago, but he still managed to get a podium place and was absolutely on the coattails of Charles Leclerc heading into the final stages there. So I think he's very much one to watch, and I think he's the favourite overall, I would say, for the victory this weekend. Let's talk about the boy from Brazil next, the home hero, Gabriel Bortoleto. He's going to become the first Brazilian driver to compete in the Brazilian Grand Prix since Felipe Massa in 2017, almost a decade ago now. It's been such a long time. Bortoleto for me has been one of the standouts of the season without a doubt, and he managed to get an unlikely point last time out in Mexico. If he manages to get a point in Brazil, the crowd are going to go absolutely bananas for him, and I'm all here for it. I really want to see that. That's all that Sauber can really hope for in truth. Of course, Sauber, they are struggling in 9th place in the Constructors. They got a podium to their name at Silverstone, but they're down in 9th again. It is wide open at the bottom of that Constructors, though. You've got Sauber on 60, you've got Haas on 62, Aston Martin on 69, nice, and also Racing Bulls on 72. Just 12 points between those 4 Constructors, between 6th and 9th. Nice? Yeah, let's go nice for that. So, yeah, Gabby Bortoleto, he's definitely got an outside shot of some decent points, particularly if Sauber pull off an incredible strategy like they did in Mexico a few weeks ago. But let's talk about George Russell next. Georgie boy, of course, managed to get his first Grand Prix victory here 3 years ago. The only victory for Mercedes that year, I do believe, in 2022. I believe that Russell might still be within a shot of getting the championship, mathematically at least, but realistically, that chance is absolutely gone now. He started an excellent season overall, nobody will doubt that, but the last few rounds for Mercedes have been a bit mid for both of their 2 drivers. 7th place in Mexico for George Russell, nowhere near where you'd expect him to be. The memories of him winning in Singapore now seem very, very distant, it must be said. But if anybody can get a good result around here, I do think it's going to be George Russell. He's very much going to be an outside shot for the podium, but it's all about which Mercedes turns up. Next, I want to talk about Fernando Alonso, a very experienced driver and somebody who can very much drag Aston Martin up that championship battle. Like I said, they are currently in that battle at the bottom of the midfield, and they are within striking distance of Racing Bulls. It's going to be tight, it's going to be twisty, it's going to be tough, but I think Fernando has very much got an opportunity to get some good points around Interlagos. I seem to remember Aston Martin on the whole, they usually do alright around here when Lance Stroll's not actually putting in the gravel on a formation lap, granted, but from memory I seem to remember that they do pretty well around here. Could be miles off with that, but I'm always looking out for Fernando. He does usually do well around this track. And the guy I'm going to be watching more than anybody else probably is Oscar Piastri. Now, I'm expecting Lando Norris to be up there near the front. I'm expecting Max Verstappen to be up there near the front. Oscar Piastri, though, I'm less certain about that. He's lost the lead in the championship for the first time since when? It's been Japan? Imola? Saudi? Something like that. It's been a long, long time since he gave up that lead in the championship. So now he's in a new experience for him, effectively. He's never had to deal with this before, and he's very much on the back foot. It's all about how he responds to the pressure around him. But how's he going to do? Well, this has not been a happy hunting ground for him over the years. He managed to get second place in the sprint here last year, but in the 2 Grand Prix here that he's competed in, he got 14th in 2023 and 8th last year. It's not a great look, really, to be honest with you. So I think this could be a tough weekend for Oscar. It could be. But who knows? We'll have to see, guys. He hasn't won since the Dutch Grand Prix. That's a long time ago when you are going for a championship, of course. But let me know your thoughts on these drivers in the comments below, guys. Who's getting the win this weekend? I'm going to go with Lando Norris, although I do expect Max Verstappen to be up there and him to win the sprint as well. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always if you want to see more of this on the world of Formula 1. Have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.